All I did was open my phone and it started recording. What? Who? What? Why are you here? No paparazzi. No. Hi. Hi. Oh, okay. So I'm here to do another tag video. Or maybe the first tag video. I'm filming tag videos. I don't know what order they'll go up in, so it's a tag video. uh, this one is really fun. Well, they're all fun, or I would be doing them, but this is an original tag by Heather Reeds and Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path. And they put this tag together, and it's called Box Office Tops and Flops. And this tag is so cool. It only has one prompt. And essentially it is this. It's using YouTube Studio. Look up your 5 videos that got the highest number of views and the 5 that got the lowest. And answer these questions about each video. Why do you think the video got as many or as few views as it did? And for the 5 highest, do you think each video warrants as many views as it got? And for the 5 lowest videos, can you think of a good reason why more people should watch these videos? So I thought this would be really fun. And I'll have to maybe do some tricky editing as I do this. But I looked it up. So we'll start with the top videos, which really did not surprise me. Well, maybe 1 or 2 surprised me. Yeah. But the reason why mainly they didn't surprise me is because for the most part, well, two of them are lists. 2 of them are lists. Or kind of 3. 3 of them are lists. And I think anything that has to do with book lists does really well. Okay. So here are the videos. I'll put this up on the screen and then I'll make it a little box next to me for reference maybe, or maybe I'll just leave it up and that way you don't have to look at me talking. So my top videos. So my top video is that got the most views was my favorite books of 2023. And that had 13,961 views. And that was very surprising to me. But it was very exciting, and I don't know why it did so well, except that it's just a favorite book list, and it's a time of year when people are off work, or they have a break, or they have some extra time, and they're watching probably lots of videos if they're interested in reading. Maybe they're making their own reading plans for the following year, or they want to get into reading, or maybe they're thinking about starting a channel. And maybe those are just good videos to watch, or those favorite books of 2020, whatever, or the favorite books of the year videos. I always really enjoy those videos. I watch a lot of them, especially, I watch all my favorite channels. And then, that's also sometimes how I find new to me channels, because, what somebody has on their end of year list is a good sample of the kind of books that they're probably going to be reading throughout the year, especially if they're truly doing favorite books lists. So not somebody, there are people and there are channels or bookstagrammers or what have you, who do the favorite books lists, but they're the best books, right? The best book list. And they're only the new reviews. They're only the reviews from that year. They're only the particular books from that year. And in that sense, I mean, you can kind of get a picture of the kind of books that somebody likes, like maybe if they read different genres, or maybe if they only read a certain type of book. But the favorite book lists I really enjoy, because they'll include things like classics, there'll be fiction and nonfiction, and there will be both maybe new books and backlist books on there. And it kind of gives a more complete picture of what their interests are, what they're keeping up with, and that kind of thing. And so it's not a surprise to me that also on this list, my fourth most viewed video was the favorite books and looking back at 2024. So for the same reason, but obviously like not even close to the views. I have no idea why 2023, why it was like that. Maybe it's because the channel was new. Maybe it was because I was doing videos more regularly. I was on a more regular posting schedule. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. My second most highest video is my BookTube newbie tag, which got a number of views. So that is really cool. I still get views on that. I still get comments on it. I still get comments welcoming me to BookTube. I'm like, it says 2023 in the title. I don't know, but it's still very kind. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for continuing to welcome me to BookTube. The third highest was my Kindle The Reckoning video. Yeah, that was just, I just wanted to kind of chat about that was the whole Kindle thing where they said you couldn't, you needed to save all your Kindle books. You had to save them offline somewhere because now they just live in the cloud and you can't download them or onto your device or without, kind of going through some other kind of, I don't see now, I don't even remember. It really wasn't that much of a controversy for me, but it was something interesting to talk about. Um, and I was really just more interested in the fact that I had so many Kindle books, and to kind of talk about buying Kindle books and buying ebooks and what that really meant. And like all part of that was like how easy it is, both to buy ebooks and to forget about ebooks. They are, unless you're somebody who reads exclusively on your e-reader, and plenty of people do, uh, whether it's out of a preference for that format, or maybe they travel a lot, or maybe they physically cannot read physical books, like they can't hold the books, or they have a problem, or they need the ability to change the font sizes easily, and they don't want to have to worry about relying on ordering large print books, or getting them out from the library, and they can read a much larger variety of books in that way. There are people who do that, but for me, it's a convenience. It's a format that I do enjoy. I also like physical books. I read both. But the thing that I realized when I took a look at my files, and I don't know, believe it or not, like I don't go back and watch my own videos. So I couldn't even tell you what all I was really talking about in that video. But maybe I was talking about the fact that, like, uh, you know, I have a lot of Kindle books that I forget about. And that one of the things I ended up doing was going through and like organizing all my Kindle books by year and by type so that I could find things more easily and I could be more aware of what I have on my Kindle, as opposed to just opening it up and then things are just kind of like in there in a hodgepodge, depending on whether like I've downloaded or not downloaded it or opened it recently. And you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Yeah, I don't know. Um, anyway, yeah, I guess that was one that got a lot of views. It got a lot of comments. It also still gets comments, and it's mostly like, you know, just there were a lot of comments that just didn't add to the conversation, and that's fine. I think that I invited that myself, so it's fine. And then one that surprised me, I guess, and I think I must have just been riding the wave of that favorite books of 2023, even though it didn't do anywhere close to that number, was the what's in store for 2024. And so talking about what I plan to read in 2024. And if you've been around for a minute on my channel, you know that I make plans and I am not very good at sticking to them. I am not good at a TBR. Like I'm going to read this at monthly or yearly or quarterly or any way, shape, or form. Um, I've been doing a little bit better this year. I've kept up pretty well with the Read Good challenge hosted by Ben Reads Good. I don't know why I always have such a hard time with that challenge name. I've kept up with that one pretty well. I still have to get my July book in, which is a book by a woman in translation. But I've been pretty much aligned with that one all through, and kept up monthly. I'm doing kind of the big books of summer. I'm gonna pick three books. I've read the first one. I read Middlemarch. I'm moving on to my second book, which is The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. And I'm not sure yet what my third book's going to be. And then I'm also doing the New York Review of Books Summer Challenge on Instagram, but I'm also doing only three books for that. And so those are just to read three of the New York Review of Books. And I'm going to hold up one now that's not one of the ones I'm reading, although I may read this one too if it goes into September. But you know, these lovely New York Review of Books press books, and this one here is Amsterdam Story by Nescio, I think is how you say that, who was a Dutch writer from here in Amsterdam. So okay, yeah, so those are the top videos. I was like, wait, what am I talking about? All right, so the least popular videos are, I will put it up on the screen and I will talk this through. So let's see, my lowest video is the spoiler tag. That's probably because, I don't know, honestly, tag videos usually do relatively well, but I just was a little unhinged on that video. Don't know why. And I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Why it didn't do well. Except maybe enough people had already done it, or it just got lost in the noise, or maybe it was the thumbnail. I honestly don't know. The thumbnail is kind of stupid. I thought I was being funny, but maybe not. Maybe it just looks weird. But that's all fine. It's fine. So, you know, that was a book about spoilers, and don't, I don't remember. I think I went on a little rant in that video. Anyway, but that wouldn't stop anybody. It's not like there's a synopsis that says, she rants, don't watch. I don't know. So, let's see. And then the next one was, let's see, the Rootin' Tootin' June on the Range tag. And that was for June on the Range, obviously. I don't know why that one didn't do well. My channel was still pretty new then. I think I had only been on BookTube for about 3 months at that time, so I'm not surprised. That's, you know, because I think things just were kind of up and down all the time, and in that first year especially, because let's see, and then I've got the Q&A call for when I hit 1,000 viewers. That was really great. That was very cool at the beginning of December 2023. I had also put a community post up for that, and so I think that's probably why that one was low, because it was just a call for questions. There was nothing to watch, and if you didn't watch my channel, why would you watch that or do anything with that video? I think, let's see, so the next one at 257 views is my Booker backlist picks, and this was also early on in the channel. I'd only been on for about 4 months or so, and this is my Booker backlist picks. And I think this was not a tag necessarily, but this was a video that was just, people were doing this and it looked interesting. Honestly, let me see if I can, where is that one? Because I think maybe this was, somebody else had done this video. Charlotte Malloy had done this video, and then Angelia had done her take, and Brian at Bookish had done his take. And so I thought that would be a fun one to do that Booker backlist titles video, looking at the Booker list. And so that's probably the one that I would encourage people to watch, because I had great fun doing that video. It was a lot. It was really cool. Um, and there's some interesting pics on there. I think I did a pretty good job with the deep dive on that one. So I will link to that one. That'll be the only one that I'll link to. Because I think it would be fun to see people's reaction to it now if they watch this video. That could be kind of cool. Maybe give it a new life. Or maybe I could just redo that video because I think that would be kind of fun. But I had a really good time with that. That was neat. And then the third, the the fifth, the fifth one, the fifth least viewed. God, was my April 2023 wrap up, and I had only been on BookTube for about 6 weeks at that point, and that was for People April and Trans Girl April, and I don't know why it was low, except maybe it was just the topics People April and Trans Girl April were not popular. Again, I was still really, really new to BookTube and trying to, figure out things, and I think, there was no, I don't know, maybe there was just no reason for anyone to watch it or to watch any of these videos. But then again, it's sort of like, why does anybody watch any of these videos? Um, you know, I guess the algorithm has something to do with how things get moved up. And that's always changing. So who really knows? Like, why my favorite books video of 2023 did so well, and then not saying that my books of 2024, best or favorite books of 2024, didn't do well, because that's still a really good number. What was it? It was like 2003, no, yeah, 2,339. That's still an excellent number. I mean, that's just astounding. That's beyond any number of views I ever thought that I would have had on BookTube, being completely honest. Because like most people who start a BookTube channel, I figure it'll be my parents, my in-laws, and then like a few of my friends who will be, and then maybe a few random people will be watching. That's really all I ever thought. So that it would even get that many views was astounding to me. But why there is such a big gap in difference, again, I think it has maybe to do with like posting frequency, with the algorithm, with all kinds of nutty things that I don't know. I don't know why, And like, I think the Kindle one only got a lot of views because there were a lot of videos about the whole Kindle thing at that time. And so it was just one more video that YouTube was probably pushing at people who were looking for those types of videos. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I guess that's all. This is an interesting exercise. Okay. All right. So this is me. This is bad editing. This is me from the future. You can tell it's me from the future because I'm wearing different glasses, and I'm coming back to the video time frame to say that I forgot to tag people. I was supposed to tag people to do the video, or, well, I kind of didn't and did forget, but I forgot who I wanted to tag. So I'm tagging people. I'm going to tag people to do this also, because it's really kind of fun. It's a really neat review to do, to see, to look back at your overall performance and like your time on BookTube. So I wanted to tag Angelia at Read and Rereads, and I'm also going to tag Melinda at Web of Stories to do this. I would tag Sonia at An Enthusiastic Reader, but I know she's not making videos at the moment. And then I think I will also tag, I don't know. I'll tag you. If you're interested in doing this video. I think it's really fun. I had a good time with it. It's really neat to see what performed and what didn't perform. And really, I think in taking a look at it, I think it's kind of a good exercise, because I think you can get the sense that it really maybe just does not have anything to do with anything. Who really knows? I think it's just, it's kind of out of our hands in a way. what gets is popular or goes viral, or viral, in the sense of, not millions of views viral, but maybe thousands or hundreds of views viral, as opposed to, lower hundreds or lower thousands of views. I don't know. I don't really know what other kinds of views other booktubers get, because I don't pay attention. I'm only really ever paying attention to the content of people's channels. That's like, do I want to watch it or do I not want to watch it? Does the topic seem interesting to me or not? Do I have it like open in a tab, but I just never get to it? That happens a lot. I open a lot of videos and tabs and then just somehow at the end of the day end up closing my browser, and don't remember or don't get back to them. So, you know, I think that that's the views game is a game that you could play with yourself, but I don't know. I think this should just be a fun exercise, a kind of like looking back and just taking a look and seeing what's been going on, and if you even really realized it. Because I didn't really. So this was fun. Anyway, thank you so much, Heather, for tagging me. And thank you, Meg, also for working with Heather to create this tag. This was a great deal of fun. And I must say that, the main thing that matters about views is the viewers, and the fact that people show up and watch, and that you are here, that you view the videos. And it's really no joke. To get 100 views, to get 200 views, to get 50 views means everything. It just does. It means somebody took their time out to watch your video, and it really means a lot. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's still watching or who has ever watched, and I really appreciate you, and the channel wouldn't be here without you. So take care. I will see you again in the next one. Okay, bye.